That's right, Edith.
Yes, Mum.
Now you better go and fetch the ice bucket.
Yes, Mum.
Did you manage to get the ice in the Lipton trays?
Yes, Mum. I had a bit of a struggle though, but it's all right.
Very good, Edith. You're making giant strides.
Yes, Mum.
Now, Mrs. Brandon, Madame Carty and I will have our coffee in here after dinner. Mr. Condamine and Dr. Brandon will have theirs in the dining room. Is that quite clear, Edith?
Yes, Mum.
And when you're serving dinner, Edith, try to remember to do common methodically.
Yes, Mum.
As you're not in a navy, it's not necessary to do everything the double.
Very good, Mum.
Now you better go and fetch that ice.
Yes, Mum.
And after the ride, Edith.
Sign of advancing hordes.
Not yet.
No ice.
Oh, it's coming up. I'm trying to discourage Edith with being quite so pretty, but you mustn't mind everything sort of slow motion tonight.
Oh, I shall welcome it. These last few weeks have been extremely agitating. What do you suppose induced Agnes to do us and go get married?
The reason is becoming increasingly obvious, dear.
Yes, but in these days nobody thinks anything of that sort of thing. We should have popped in the local hospital, had it, and popped out again.
Yes, but her social life has been seriously undermined.
We really must keep Edith in the house now.
That's right, Edith. Put it down on the table.
Yes, Mum.
I left my eyeglass case in my dressing table. Did you fetch it for me?
Yes, sir.
There now!
Took her by surprise.
Dry martini, I think. Don't you?
Yes, the way Spanish Madame Carty will want something a little sweeter.
We'll have this for ourselves anyhow.
Dear,
What's the matter?
I have a feeling tonight's going to be awful.
It'll probably be funny, but not awful.
But you must promise not to catch my eye. If I giggle, and very likely too, it will ruin the whole thing.
We mustn't. We must be dead serious and if all possible look for the text. I hurt the old girl's feelings, however funny she is.
Yes, darling, but the Brownmans, he's as skeptical as we are. He'll probably say the most dreadful things.
I've warned them. There has to be more than 3 people who can have the vicar. A, they're dreary, and B, they probably wouldn't have approved at all. It had to be the Brownmans. Thank you, Edith. Make her walk about the book on her head like they do this report lessons. Here, try this.
Lovely. Dry as bones.
To the unseen.
No, I must say it is a wonderful title.
If this evening's a success, I should start first thing in the morning.
Extraordinary it is.
What?
Oh, I don't know. Being at the beginning of something, it gives one an odd feeling.
Do you remember how I got the idea? The light goes out.
Suddenly seeing that old haggard Valley woman at the hotel at the Ritz. Of course I remember. We stayed Pat and I talking about it.
She certainly came in very handy. I wondered who she was.
If she ever found out, I never recognized the description of herself. Oh, poor thing. Well, here's your hair now.
How about a brownie?
Charles, it's most awfully strong.
Never mind.
You used to have hours to be helped to when you're figuring something out, I mean.
Every now and then, when she concentrated, but she didn't concentrate very often.
I wonder if I'd like her if I met her. Well, I'm sure I should. For as you talk of her, she sounds enchanting. I've never for an instant felt the least jealous. And that's a good sign.
Poor Elvira.
Still hurt when you think of her.
No, not really. Sometimes I almost wish it did. You're rather guilty.
Well, do you remember her?
Of course. I remember very distinctly indeed. I remember how mad she was, and how fascinating. I remember how badly she played all the games, and how cross she got when she didn't win. I remember how gay charm when she achieved her way or something. Extreme acidity when she hadn't. I remember her physical attractiveness, which was tremendous. Oh, and her spiritual integrity, which was nil.
You can't remember something that was new.
I remember how more than untidy she was.
Was she more physically attractive than I am?
It's a very tiresome question, dear. Fully deserves a long answer.
Oh, you really are very sweet.
Thank you.
Naive, too.
Why?
Because you imagine that I'm not if you find another woman more physically attractive. dear.
I should think any woman would mind if it were true. Perhaps an old-fashioned view of female psychology.
Not exactly old-fashioned, just a bit didactic.
How do you mean?
Well, it's didactic to attribute to one type the faults of another. For instance, because you know perfectly well that Elvira would find terribly if you found another woman more physically attractive. Well, it doesn't necessarily follow that I should. Elvira was a more physical person than I am. I'm quite certain of that. It's all a question of degree, really.
I love you, my love.
I know you do, but by no stretch of the imagination can be defined as the first fine careless rapture.
Would you like it to be?
Good God, no!
Wasn't that shade too vehement?
There are neither of us lessons, Charles. Not exactly lead prim lives. We've both been married before. Careless rapture at this stage of the game would be incongruous and embarrassing.
Well, I hope I haven't been in any way of disappointment to you, dear.
Don't be idiotic.
I mean, after all, your first husband was a great deal older than you now, wasn't he? I shouldn't like you to think you missed out all along the lines.
There are moments, Charles, when you go too far.
Sorry, Robin. What's the matter?
Poor Elvira.
As I said before, my love, I love you.
There you go again.
Didn't that light camaraderie piss mollify you at all?
When I said poor Elvira, it came from the heart. You must have bewildered her so horribly.
Don't say I ever bewilder you at all.
Not in the least.
Well, that says you better get a divorce immediately.
Well, here, take my glass. That's it, darling.
She certainly had a great talent for living. It's a pity she died so young.
Poor Elvira.
That remark is becoming monotonous.
Poor Charles, then.
That's better.
Later on, poor Ruth, I expect.
You have no faith, Ruth. I really do think you should try to have a little bit of faith.
I shall strain with every nerve.
Life without faith is a mere business.
How beautifully you put things, dear.
I aim to please.
I wonder if I died, if you would be married so soon.
You won't die. You're not the dying sort.
Neither was Elvira.
Yes, she was. Now that I think back on it, she had a certain ethereal. That's not quite of this world quality. Nobody could call you even remotely ethereal.
Oh, nonsense. She was of this earthy.
Well, she is now. Anyhow.
That's the kind of observation that shocks people.
It's disturbing to think how many people are shocked by honesty and how few have seen it.
I'll write that down. You might forget it.
You underrate me.
It's a question of bad taste more than honesty, really.
I was devoted to Elvira. I loved her very much. That was 5 years ago. You know, my love. Remember it become the whole thing.
Oh, how admirable. But if tragedy should darken our lives, I still say with prophetic foreboding, poor Ruth. Who do you think that could be?
Well, it's not Madame Marcotte. She always comes on that little bicycle. She goes everywhere on that little bicycle.
What are the spirits of the old girl?
Shall I go, or shall I eat up her Fleming?
Well, let's wait and see what happens.
Perhaps she didn't hear.
She's probably in one neat, free-sprinting position waiting for Cook to open the door.
Study, Edith.
Doctor and Mrs. Bradman.
I do hope we're not late. I want to go back to the hospital about half an hour ago.
Of course not. Madame Marcotte isn't even here yet.
Oh, well, that must have been her. We've asked coming over here. I said I thought it was.
Then she won't be long. How nice of you to join us this evening.
We've been looking quite forward to it. I'm really quite excited.
I guarantee that Violet will be good. I made her promise this time.
There wasn't any need. Perhaps they should. I've only seen Madame Marcotte 2 or 3 times in the village. I've never seen her do anything at all peculiar. If you know what I mean.
Dry martini?
Oh, by all means.
She certainly is a strange woman. It was only by chance remarking the Vickers about seeing her up on the north. On Midsummer Eve, jumped in some sorts of Indian work that made me realize she was psychic before. I began to make inquiries, and apparently she's been a professional in London for years.
It's funny to think that anyone doing it as a profession, isn't it?
I believe it is quite lucrative.
Well, do you believe in this, Connie? Do you think there's anything really
after all. Well, I'm afraid not. Though I think it's interesting how easily people allow themselves to be deceived. Oh, she must believe it herself, mustn't she?
Oh, is the whole business a fake?
Well, I suspect the worst. A real professional short one. At least that's what I'm hoping for anyhow. The character in my book must be a complete imposter. It's one of the most important aspects of the whole story.
What exactly are you hoping to get from her?
The jargon, principally, a few tricks of the trade, turn into a sense of ease. I want to refresh my memory.
So it's not entirely new to you then?
No. When I was young, an aunt's of mine used to come and stay with us. She imagined that she's a medium and used to go into the most elaborate chances after dinner. My mother was fascinated by it.
Well, was she convinced?
Heavens no. She just naturally disliked her, loved making a fool out of her.
So I gather there were never any tangible results.
Sometimes she'd do so badly. Like on one occasion, we were all sitting in a pitch dark room, with my mother groping her way through Charminal. And suddenly, my aunt gave a shrill scream, saying there was a small black dog by my chair. Someone got up and turned on the lights, and sure enough, there it was.
Well, what happened to it?
It lived with us for years.
Well, I sincerely hope that Madame Cottage is not producing livestock. Perhaps a very little room in the house as it is. Do you think she tells fortunes? I absolutely love having my fortune told.
I expect so.
I was once told on a pier at South Sea that I was in a field of lilies with a golden seven. I was worried for days.
However funny that is, we must act as if we all believe implicitly, otherwise she won't play.
No such matter in mind. It would be cruel to upset her at this moment.
Well, I shall be good as gold.
Have you ever attended to doctor? Professionally, I mean.
Well, yes, she had influenza back in January, I believe. You know, she's only been here just a little over a year. I must say she was singularly unsightly back then. I always understood that she was an authoress.
Oh, yes. We originally met on one of Miss Wilmot's Sunday evenings and Saturdays.
What sort of books does she write?
Two sorts. Rather whimsical children's stories of enchanted forest, filled with highly conventional flora and fauna, and minor role biographies in various instances, irreverent and extremely funny.
So that's horrible.
Well, I know it's not always common. She died of what's Monday. Like, could be that little yappy doll, though.
That's some strange things. They normally do. Oh dear. She's here.
She doesn't know about tonight, doesn't she? We're just going to spring her on.
Oh, yes. I talked to her last week about how profoundly interested I was with anything to do with the occult. She blossomed like a rose.
Like you're really nervous, as though I'm about to make a speech or something.
Why don't you go, Victor, darling?
I think my wife thinks that little bush. It would be perfectly all right if they would touch it.
Madame Marcotti.
My dear Madame Marcotti.
Madame, I thought it was so nice of you to join us this evening.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm rather late, but I had some presentiment that I was going to have a puncture, so I went back to fetch my pump. And then, of course, I didn't have a puncture at all.
Perhaps you will on the way home.
Dr. Brandon, the man with the gentle hands.
Well, I am delighted to see you looking so well. Oh, and this is my wife.
Well, friends with me coming out of the shops.
Would you like a cocktail?
If it's a dry martini? Yes. If it's a concoction, no. Experience has taught me to be very wary of concoctions.
It is a dry martini.
How delicious. It was wonderful cycling through the woods this evening. I was positively deafened with bird song.
Oh, well, it's been lovely all day.
But the evening's the time, mark my words.
You've got my coffee.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers.
Don't you find it tiring bicycling everywhere?
Oh, on the contrary, it stimulates me. It's getting far too sedentary in that little trap in London. Those dim lights. They had to be dim, you know. The times expected.
Well, I must say I find bicycling very exhausting.
A steady rhythm, that's the key. Once you get the knack of it, you never need look back.
Ada, can we get you in here?
Ada! And away you go?
Ada, I thought you walked by. Come in here.
I should think up the hands would be quite exhausting.
Just back again. Down with your head.
Do you have another?
You're a very clever man, you know. Anyone can write books, but it takes an artist to make a dry martini that's dry enough.
Oh, you're writing anything nowadays without alcohol?
Regular proper 7 to 1.
Is it a novel or a memoir?
No, it's a children's book. I have to finish it by October. The Christmas sales, it's mostly about very small animals. And the hero is the horse beetle. I had to put my memoir on Princess Palliatani because she died in April. I talked to her that evening and she implored me to go on, but I hadn't the heart.
You talked to her about this the other day?
Oh yes, it was through my control, of course. She sounded quite irritable.
It's funny to make noting the spiritual as being irritable, isn't it? One can only imagine it, can one?
Well, you really have no way of knowing if the next life will be any less exasperating than this one, now have we?
Mr. Tolkien, how can you?
I suppose it's dreadfully ignorant of not to know who is Princess Palliatani.
Oh, well, she was originally a Jewess from Odessa, quite remarkable beauty. It was an accepted fact that people used to stand at the seats of railway stations to watch her whiz by.
But she was a keen traveller.
And her younger days, yes. Later on, she met Mr. Park of the consular service and settled down for a while.
But when did she become Princess Palliatani?
Oh, that was some years later. Mr. Clark passed over and left her penniless with 2 strapping young girls.
How careful.
So, there was nothing left for her but for her to take her bags and go off to the dinner stock.
It was an extraordinary place to go.
Oh, not at all. She had cousins there. Some years later, she met old Palliatani, returning from a secret mission in Japan. He was immediately staggered by her beauty and very shortly afterwards married her. And then on her life became really interesting.
Never really would have described it as dull before.
Yes.
Oh, what happened to the 2 young girls?
Well, she never heard nor spoke to them for 23 years.
Oh, well, how extraordinary.
Not very old, really. She was always very erratic emotionally. Dinner is served.
Thank you, Edith. Shall we?
No, not meat, I hope.
There's meat, but I don't think it would be very red. Would you rather leg or something?
Oh, no, thank you. It's just that I make it a rule never to eat red meat before I work. It sometimes has a rather odd effect.
What sorts of facts?
Nothing of the least important. It shouldn't matter anyhow if the meat's not very red. Besides, good biscuit.
Come along. Now, Mrs. Bradley, you consider your troubles as right. Dr. Connery.
Oh, On her mother's side, she was right back bourgeois, which I think accounted for a lot in one way or another. She was always given to the most violent, destructive tempers. Very inbred, you know. Yes, she must have been. My control was quite scared the other day. Daphne, when she was talking to her, well, she's only a child, you know. I could hear it in her voice.
But you always used control. That's for children.
Oh, yes, of course. Some mediums prefer men, but I always found them quite unreliable.
What do you mean by unreliable?
Well, they're dreadfully lazy, for one thing. And for another, when faced with any sort of difficulty, they're often acted off into their own language, which is naturally unintelligible. And that generally spoils everything and wastes a great deal of time. No, children are, well, undoubtedly more satisfactory, particularly when they get to know you and understand your ways. Daphne's worked with me for years.
And she still goes on being a child. I mean, she doesn't show signs of growing older.
My dear, time values on the other side are utterly different from ours.
Do you feel funny when you walk into a room?
In what way funny?
I'm sure Mrs. Brown knows nothing funny. That's common communication. I'm sure she meant strange or odd.
The word was an unfortunate choice.
Well, I'm sure I'm quite sorry.
Please don't apologize. Doesn't matter in the least.
When did you first realize you had these extraordinary powers?
When I was quite tiny. My mother was a medium before me, you see, and so I had every opportunity of starting on the ground floor. I had my first trance when I was 4 years old, and my first ectoplasmic manifestation when I was 5½. Oh, what an exciting day that was! And the manifestation itself was of very short duration and quite small, but for a child of my 10 years, it was most satisfying.
Well, your mother must have been so pleased.
Oh, she was.
Do you feel funny when you walk into a trance?
I thought I already told you no.
Oh, well, can you foretell the future?
Certainly not. I disapprove of fortune tellers most strongly. Too much faith in guesswork and stuff with it, even when the gift is genuine. Can't count on it.
Oh, really? Why?
Time again. Time is the reef upon which all our frail mystic ships are wrecked.
You mean because it's never been definitely proven that the past, the present, and the future are not all one and the same?
I long ago came to the conclusion that nothing has ever been very definitely proven about anything.
Oh, how very wise. Now, I want you to leave the dining room exactly as it is for tonight.
Yes, Mom.
And you're not to be disturbed for any reason whatsoever, is that quite clear?
Yes, Mom.
And if anyone should telephone, tell them the flowers and to take a message.
Yes, Mom. Oh, unless it's an urgent call for George.
Unless it's an urgent call for Dr. Brandon.
Yes, Mom.
Doesn't likely to be one, is there?
Well, no, I don't think so.
Oh, once I'm off, it don't matter. But an interruption during the preliminary stages might be disastrous.
I do wish the men would hurry up. I'm terribly excited.
Don't be. It tends to make things much, much more difficult.
Well, Madam Capaldi, time is drawing near.
Who knows? But maybe you've seen it.
How very true.
I do hope you feel in the mood, Madam Captain.
It's not a Christian mood. It's one of concentration.
Well, you must forgive us. Oh, we can tell you easily. Wait, the funeral quite ready to start.
Nonsense, my dear. I'm perfectly ready. I know. It's all to where we go.
Would you like us to do something?
Do?
Like hold hands or stick a circle around candles or something?
Oh, all that will come later. But first, two deep, deep breaths. You're going to hopefully wish it don't stir me in the least.
Excellent dinner, darling. I congratulate you.
The news wasn't quite right.
Yes, it did look a bit hysterical, but it tasted delicious.
That cuckoo is very angry.
I beg your pardon?
I said that cuckoo is very angry. Listen.
How can you tell?
Timber. No moon, that's as well. There's a mist rising from the marshes. There's no need for me to light my bicycle now, is there? No one's likely to fall over it.
Oh, well, we're not expecting anyone else.
Goodbye, you foolish man! Do you have a table?
Yes, but the one with the drinks today, but we have to clear it first.
Oh no, I think this would be much, much better.
All right.
Change over.
You told you that you didn't want to be disturbed.
Yes, darling.
This is what I always hate.
Nervous.
Yes, I always used to be sick as a child.
Well, how fortunate that you grouched it.
Who says that I did?
Not always feel like except for jobs, which is always the case. I knew I couldn't ride a train with any degree of certainty until I was at least 14.
Little Tommy Tucker sings for his supper. What shall he have with brown bread and butter? I despise it because it doesn't mind at all, but Daphne loves it.
Who's Daphne?
Well, Daphne is not Horace control. She's a child, you know.
How old is she?
Rising 7, she died.
And when was that?
February the 6th, 1884.
Poor thing.
Well, she would be a bit long in the tooth by now, I should think.
You should think, Dr. Bradman, but I fear you don't. At least not quite profoundly enough.
Do be quiet, George. What's that name, Holly? Oh.
Oh, never mind, my dear. I'm perfectly used to skeptics. They're generally the most vulnerable and receptive in the long run.
Oh, it doesn't take that long if the heart stopped about me.
Please forgive me, Madam Arcanti. I assure you I am most deeply interested.
It is of no consequence. And now will you please all sit down by the table and place your hands gently upon it.
Come along, Mrs. Bradley.
What about the lights?
I'll give them later. You can have another drink later if you like.
I was just finishing it off.
The fingers touching. That's right. I presume that that is a gramophone.
Yes, it's an electric one. Would you like me to start?
No, please have a seat. I can manage it.
You're very strong.
I'll look out.
It's all that nice in here.
Let me see. What have we here? From Shakespeare, from Mother to Florida. What's dance music?
Oh, put the basement on the left.
I'm afraid none of them are very name.
That's all right. Daphne is really more attached to Evan than anyone else. She likes a tune she can hum. Ah, here's one. Always.
Always?
Charles, do sit down. What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
And the light switch is by the door.
Yes. It works for everything except for that small lamp on the desk and gramophone.
Very well. I understand. Now, there are one or two things that I should like to explain before I begin. Will you all listen attentively?
Of course.
Touching you, Madam Arcanti.
Charles, something. Finger touching, George. Remember what Grandma Holly said? Thank you.
Now, there are one or two things I should like to explain before we begin. I'm going to place myself between you in due course, you and your wife, Mr. Condomy, and place my hands gently upon yours after I start the music. I shall have to ask you all not to move or do anything in the least bit distracting. Is that quite clear?
Perfect, Mike.
Yes. Well, absolutely nothing, Dr. Bradman. That shouldn't be too hard for you. Try to think of a nondescript color or a blank space that's generated this way.
Well, I will bring my tennis.
Good work! Now on with the music, away we go.
Don't they always?
Is there anyone there? Is there anyone there? One rat for yes, two rats for no. Is there anyone there? Mrs. Brabham! Daphne, dear, is that you? Are you feeling any better, dear? Are you doing anything for your head cold?
Wait, yes, darling, we have colds.
She's really quite fretful. And yes, they are.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm trying to concentrate!
You're just like Elvira. She could never do it either.
Right! Now, Daphne there, dear, is there anyone there who wishes to speak to anyone here? Now we're getting somewhere. Daphne dear, stop that! Stop that! You're hurting me! Daphne dear, stop that! Stop! Be a good child! There you are!
Maybe this will help with the head cold.
Come closer. She won't hurt you, I promise.
She's hiding her nails.
Oh, all righty. You too, Mrs. Bradman. All right. Now, Daphne dear, you said that there was someone there who wishes to speak to someone here. Is it me? Is it Mrs. Bradman? Is it Dr. Bradman? Is it Mrs. Condamine? Daphne, stop that! Be a good child!
You're darling child.
Is it Mr. Condamine? And there's someone there who wishes to speak to you, Mr. Condamine.
Why don't you tell him to leave me a message?
I'm not! And do not be so flippant, Mr. Condamine.
Instead, child, I'm bringing everything.
Sorry, it slipped out.
Now, is there someone that has passed over recently who would be likely to speak to you?
Except for my cousin and some servant. But he wouldn't be likely to want to communicate with me. I mean, we haven't spoken for years.
Are you Mr. Carnaby's cousin in the civil service? Oh dear, I'm afraid we've all late. Can't you think of anyone else? Rack your brains!
Oh, well, it might be old Mrs. Plummet. She doesn't.
I can't think of a reason why old Miss Plummet should wish to talk with me.
Well, it's worth a try, anyhow.
We have very little in common, you know.
Are you old Mrs. Plummet?
Oh, well, she was rather dead. Perhaps she got a shout.
Are you old Mrs. Fleming?
I'm afraid there's no one there to learn.
So they heard you, of course.
Disappointing. Just as we were getting on so nicely and quietly.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to go into a trance. I hope to avoid it because it's so exhausting, but what must be, must be. And now, excuse me, I'll restart the round
Do you have to play always again?
I'm afraid I must. Mr. Carnaby, being prudent to change horses in it. You know what I mean?
Whatever you think best.
Well, there is no need to snap at me. Leave it where it is.
Who said that?
Who said what, Mom?
Somebody said leave it where it is.
Nonsense, dear.
I heard it distinctly.
Nobody else did, did they?
It's you, Ruth. You're playing tricks.
I've not even others.
Good evening, Charles.
Ventriloquism. That has to be it. Ventriloquism.
What on earth's matter with you?
You must have heard that one. You must have heard that.
I certainly didn't.
Neither did I. I wish I had. I should love you.
Oh, it's you, Charles.
You please.
And not quiet!
Okay? All right. Finish.
No, it's difficult to say it's difficult to think of what to say after 7 years. I suppose good evening is enough.
Who are you?
Well, Vera, of course. Don't be so silly.
My dear, Billy's for another minute. Get up, everybody. The entertainment's over.
Charles, how very tiresome of you gentlemen we need to enjoy ourselves.
Never again. That's all I can say. Never again for as long as I live.
Charles.
Nothing. Just think of the whole business. That's all.
Did you hear anything that we didn't hear? Really?
Of course not. So it's like pretending.
Don't easy on the brandy.
Why do you pretend Charles?
Just confirm me.
Taste in my mouth. Fancy that, Dr. Redmond? Allowing him to give me brandy? You ought to have known better.
Why did you tell us, Dr. Radman?
Well, I should have known it.
What? There's no need to shout at him. He didn't do anything. It was his suggestion to give you brandy. You ought to have known better.
Brandy on top of trans might have been catastrophic.
Well, you look like you could help it, darling.
We were really not. There's more attention to them.
Take it away. I'm sad if people read it tonight.
Well, that's all right about it.
Why, oh, that's not Charles.
The whole experience has attention.
Well, what happened? Was it satisfactory?
Well, nothing much happened after you went off.
Nonsense! Something happened? No photographs, at any rate. That's all right. No admonitions?
Not a thing.
No ectoplasm?
Well, I'm not sure it is. But no, I don't think so.
Well, something must have happened.
Charles laughed into her voice and was trying to find out.
It was only a joke.
Well, a very poor one, if I might say so.
You may not.
Well, I do hope I haven't fallen on each something. But we should know in a day or two. If you hear any unexpected noises, do give me a call.
Of course, we'll telephone immediately.
I'm so sorry nothing much more could have occurred.
Well, it was nice of you to do it, made more trouble in the way.
Oh, nonsense, my dear. Goodbye, Mrs. Constantine.
Would you like a sherry or something?
Oh, no, my dear. I have some Ovaltine all ready to be hotted up in a saucepan at home.
I'll take yours.
Once again, thank you.
Thank you. Good night, Dr. Chapman.
Well, congratulations, Madam Arcati.
I am fully aware of the irony in your voice, Dr. Bradman. I should like you to know that you make an excellent subject for telepathic hypnosis. A great chum of mine is an expert. I should like to have her look you over.
No wonder you're looking him over.
Sure, I should be charmed.
You should be. A good bye, Mrs. Bradman.
It was really, really was. I felt the table absolutely shaking under my hands.
Good night, everyone. Next time you must really put our backs into it.
Be careful, Mrs. Constantine. She might hear us.
I can't help it, I'm moving. I've now been holding it in for ages.
Madam Coffee!
Where's my pen?
I said I did not steal it.
You stole it! Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Do you think she heard us? Oh, did she just leave that all?
Dear, she's a mad horse. Mad as a picture.
Well, yes. I certainly hope that. Yes.
Well, I think she's probably happy to lose herself by now.
She might have some jewelry.
Or you might see I think he might have gotten a lot more information if he hadn't behaved so peculiarly. I really am quite welcome, you know. I was doing very odd. Yeah, I certainly never thought that. No window open or something.
No, they're all shut.
Maybe it was one of those. What's to make all one of my colleagues stuff. What were they talking, dear?
out down the street that Holmes did. Bit of trouble laying them off, though.
The whole thing. Please.
Have a theory about you, you know? I'm just completely sincere about the problem.
Oh, Charles, how could you be?
Could have been true. I mean, some form of self-hypnosis.
Well, it could be. I was just about to explain to your wife that there's certain types of hysterical subjects.
George, dear, it's getting time for the day. It really must be done. I kept, quite early in the morning.
You see, every time I begin to talk about something that really interests me, this woman interrupts me.
And you know, it's past 11.
I'll do a little bit of reading up on the whole thing.
Would you like a drink before you go?
No, we really must be home. I'm afraid she's quite right. It must be abominably early tomorrow. I have a patient being operated on in Canterbury.
Thank you, Humphrey. It was sweet of you. I shall never forget it.
Good night, Mrs. Conamy. Thank you so much.
Are you sure about the drinks?
No, quite sure, thanks.
Well, we should. Telegraph you can find the confidential round lounge.
Well, I should never forgive you if you didn't. Enjoy.
Do you want to drink before you go?
We already said no.
I'll walk them out. Ada, you need to wipe this window. Well?
When did you find the evening profitable?
I suppose so.
It's extremely funny at moments.
Certainly was.
What's the matter?
What's the matter?
Yes, you seem old somehow. You feel quite right.
Yes. I think I'll... Martini, do you want one? Huh?
No,
I'll have that brandy. It's chilly in this room.
Come over here by the fire.
I'm going to make any notes tonight. I think I'll start in the morning. What are you going to do today?
Oh, I don't know. I think I shall tend to the house, lop off the china or branch of the pear tree, something of that sort.
I'll just get you to come to the damn ladder and do it.
Can you hand that necklace over there?
That was very clumsy, Charles, dear.
Oh dear, then it was true, it was you.
Of course.
You a ghost.
Well, I suppose I must be. I don't know, it's all very confusing.
Charles, what are you looking over there for? Look at me. What's the matter?
What are you saying?
See what?
Elvira.
Elvira? Yes.
Elvira dear, this is Ruth. Ruth, this is Elvira.
Charles, I want you to sit down.
Do you mean to say that you can't see her?
Charles, I want you to sit down quietly by the fire. I'll fix you another brandy. Don't bring a mess in the house. You can get it up in the morning.
Well, you must be able to see her. She's dead over in front of you there.
Charles, this is joke. It's gone quite far enough.
You can't see her? Well, what am I to do?
I suppose you might be a little bit more pleased to see me. I mean, after all, you did conjure me
I
up.
did not.
Oh, nonsense, of course you did. That awful time the court came and told me you needed to see me.
It was a mistake! A horrible mistake! I think I'm going mad. That's what it has to be. I'm going very mad!
Well, here, drink some more brandy. Oh, the terrible jewel. Here.
This is appalling. That's appalling too.
Well, drink the brandy. Relax.
How can I relax? I shall never be able to relax again as long as I live.
Well, drink some more brandy.
There, now are you satisfied?
Now sit down.
Why are you so sure to sit down? What good will that do?
I want you to relax. You can't relax standing up.
Ask your natives, Karen. They can stand on one leg for hours.
I I don't happen to be an African native.
You don't happen to be a what?
An African native!
What does that have to do with it?
Nothing, nothing at all. See? Say no more about it. I've sat down.
Would you like some more brandy? Your sherry?
Sherry.
Very wise, Charles. You always have a weak head.
Why did you do it at the table?
Really, Charles, there's no need to be aggressive. I'm doing my best to help you.
Sorry, darling.
Now drink that so you can go to bed.
Charles, please get rid of her. Nobody can talk in peace.
That's a thoroughly immoral suggestion. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What is there immoral in that?
What's talking to you?
Who are you talking to then?
Elvira!
What the hell with Elvira?
And now she's getting cross.
I don't blame her.
What don't you blame her for?
God!
Now listen here, Charles, I gather you've got some sort of plan behind all of this. I'm not such a fool as you thought I was.
Don't be so silly. What plan could I have?
I don't know something to do with your book. How your characters, they or one of them react to a certain situation. Well, I refuse to be a guinea pig, Charles. I'll send her first and it's all about you.
No, I tell you, Elvira's here. She's standing a few yards away from me there.
Oh yes, I see it distinctly. Right under the piano, is he there?
What, Ruth?
I don't know, she's just got it any longer.
Ruth, please.
I don't want to listen to this. I'm going off to bed now. I leave you to turn up the lights. I shan't be asleep. I'm far too upset. So you can come and say goodnight to me if you feel like it.
Well, that's big of her, I must say.
Oh, be quiet. I'm having my guts tonight.
That is all I have to say, Charles. Good night.
Well, I must say, that was one of the most enjoyable evenings I've ever spent.
Vera, how could you?
Poor Ruth.
This is obviously an hallucination, isn't it?
I'm afraid I don't know the technical term for it.
Where have you come from?
You know, it's very peculiar, but I seem to sort of forgotten.
You to be here indefinitely.
I don't know that either.
Oh, God!
Why? Would it be so hard when I were?
You must admit it would be a bit embarrassing.
Why? It's all just a question of adjusting itself. Anyway, I think it's important you'd be so unlucky and disagreeable.
Now look here, Elvira.
I do. I think you're mean.
I don't mean to be, but you must see. We've been married for 5 years. You've been dead for some.
You're not dead, Charles. Passed over. It's considered bold to say dead where I come from.
Passed over then.
Well, at any rate, I'm here now, and the least you can do is make a pretense of being admirable to me.
Of course, I'm happy in one way.
Charles, I don't believe you love me anymore.
I'll always love the memory of you.
Well, you mustn't think me unreasonable, but I really am a little hurt. I mean, you called me here, and at a great inconvenience, I came, and you've been thoroughly jealous to me ever since I arrived.
I was sympathetically did not call you back.
Oh, nonsense.
There's been some mistake.
I remember it distinctly. I was in the middle of a game of backgammon with a sweet Oriental gentleman. I believe his name was Venus Khan. And I just rolled double sixes when all of a sudden that awful child came to me, and the next thing I know, I'm in this room. Well, it must have been your subconscious.
Well, you must find out whether you're going to stay or not, so we can make arrangements accordingly.
I don't see how I can.
Well, concentrate. There must be somebody on the other side, or whatever you call it, who can advise you, who can help you.
No one else seems so blurry as though I've forgotten.
Oh, stop it! You must know somebody instantaneous call anybody.
Oh, Charles!
What's the matter?
I want to cry. I don't think I'm able to.
What do you want to cry for?
Just seeing you again. You've been so irritable after all that's just been.
I don't mean to be irritable, Elvira.
No, I don't mind, really. I never did.
Is it cold being a ghost?
No, I suppose so.
What happens if I touch you?
I doubt you can. Why? Do you want to?
Elvira.
What is it, darling?
It is strange seeing you again.
That's better.
What's better?
Your voice is kinder.
Was I ever kind to you when you're alive?
Often.
Oh, how can you? I'm sure that's an exaggeration.
Oh, no, it's not. No, Why, you struck me with a billet cue.
Only very gently.
Charles, I love you very much.
I love you too.
Oh,
I can't tell you. Isn't that horrible?
I suppose it's all for the better for you to stay here for a long period of time.
Really, eventually. But strangely peaceful now.
That's right. Lay your head back.
Like this.
Can you feel anything?
Very gentle breeze in my hair.
Suppose that's better than nothing.
Poor Ruth.
To hell with you.
Good morning, darling. Certainly is, actually. The entire club, the sky, and everything looks really washed. Anything interesting in science?
Don't be silly. Edith is keeping your breakfast hot. Perhaps you better ring.
It's not working.
Then scream louder.
Ada! It's surely about daylight, isn't it?
How do you mean?
The way it reduces everything to normal.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
I'm sure I'm very glad to hear that.
Certainly very gracious, Molly.
Are you surprised?
What's that? Yes, I am. I expected more of you, actually.
Well, really.
Keen respect and understanding.
Well, perhaps this is one of my off days.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Are you feeling fit?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
How's school?
No, sir. I haven't asked her.
You should. You should begin every day by asking everyone how they are. So was the Ruth.
Yes, sir.
Greet her from you, will you?
Yes, sir.
That'll be all for the moment, Edith. Edith, we're not finished. Easy.
She must be hungry.
I really wish you wouldn't be facetious with the servants. It confuses them and undermines the morale.
I consider that maybe you're aggressive and not downright cute.
I don't know what you consider. I run a household and you don't.
Are you implying that I couldn't?
You're at liberty to try, darling.
Back when I said about it being a good morning, it's a horror.
Eat your breakfast while it's still hot.
It isn't.
Now look here, Charles. In your younger days, this display of Ruth's flippancy may have been alluring. But in a middle-aged novelist, it's downright nauseating.
Would you like me to ride at your feet and bring to yourself abasement?
It would be equally as nauseating, but certainly more appropriate.
You don't see what I've done so awful.
You behaved abominably last night. You wounded me and insulted me.
I was the victim of an aberration.
Nonsense, you were drunk.
Drunk?
Yes! You had 4 rather strong dry martinis before dinner. A great deal of too much burgundy after dinner. Who knows how much Portland Hamlet Dr. Brandon and I was trying my best to entertain that fat woman. 4 double brandies later, 6 sherries, 9 martinis, and yet again 2 more double brandies that I fixed for you myself. Of course, you were drunk.
So So that's your story, is it?
You refused to go to bed with me. And when I quietly suggested, you yelled at me. And when I came down at 3 in the morning to see what had happened to you, I found you in an alcoholic coma with your hair all over your face and the fire out.
Something very peculiar happened last night. Something very peculiar indeed.
Nonsense, dear.
It isn't nonsense. I mean, I know it looks like nonsense now, in the clear remorse of the light of day, but last night was far from being nonsense. I honestly had some sort of hallucination.
Couldn't have, dear.
I know I couldn't have, but I did. I swear to that I say during the seance, I heard Elvira's voice.
And then you guessed you had a cozy little chat with her after I left.
Actually, I did. I saw her in this very room, and after you'd gone up to bed, we had quite a cozy little chat.
And you honestly expected me to believe that you were not drunk.
If I were all drunk, I should have had a terrible hangover now, shouldn't I?
I'm not so sure that you haven't.
How have I got a trace of a headache? My tongue's not covered. Look at it.
I haven't the least desire to look at your tongue. It kindly put it back in again.
I know what it is. You're frightened.
Rubbish. What is there to be frightened of?
Elvira, if it was all because I was drunk, you wouldn't really mind that much at all. It's all because it was mixed up with Elvira.
I seem to remember telling you last night that your view of female psychology was didactic. I was right. Though I should have had a puerile.
That's when it all began.
When what all began?
We were talking too much about Elvira. It's very dangerous. That's one very strongly in your mind when you're battling about the occult.
She certainly wasn't very strongly in my mind.
She wasn't mine.
Oh, she was she?
You tried to make me say that she was more physically attractive than you, so you could hold it over my head.
I don't know how physically attractive Elvira was.
Oh, yes, you do. Your whole being is devoured with jealousy.
Oh, this is too much.
Oh, one thing. My God, what I think of women.
Your view of women is academic, to say the least. Just because you've always been dominated by them does not necessarily follow that you know anything about them.
I've never been dominated by anyone.
You were handled by your mother until you were 23. Then you fell into the clutches of that awfulness, whatever her name was.
Miss Winthrop, Llewellyn?
I'm not interested. And then there was Elvira. She ruled you with a rod of iron.
Elvira never ruled anyone. She was much too elusive. That was one of her greatest charms.
And then there was Montchartraise.
My affair with Montchartraise lasted exactly 7.5 weeks, and she cried the whole time.
Oh, the tears of tyranny. And then there was...
If you wish to make them sort of my sex life, dear, I think it's only fair of me to warn you, Miss Owens, episodes. I'll consult my diary and get back to you after lunch.
It's no use trying to impress me with your routine amorous exploits, Charles.
You know, the only woman who's ever attempted to dominate me is you. You've been at it for years.
I've done nothing of the sort.
Yes, you have. You boss me, bully me, and order me about. I can't even have a simple hallucination if I want to.
Alcohol will ruin your life, Charles, if you allow it to get a hold of you.
Once and for all, I would like to explain that last night had nothing to do with alcohol. You completely rationalized the whole situation to your complete deductions, but it's based on complete fallacy. I was stone cold sober from the first to the last, and extremely upset in between.
Oh, you're upset indeed. What about me?
You behaved with a stolid, obtuse lack of comprehension that frankly shocked me.
I believe I behaved very patiently. I should have done next time.
Instead of lending out a gentle, comradely hand to guide me, you shouted staccato orders at me like a sergeant general.
You seem to forget that you so gratuitously insulted me.
I did not.
Oh, yes, you did. You called me a gutter slag. You told me to shut up, and then, when I suggested you should go to bed, you said to me with the most disgusting leer that it was an immoral suggestion.
I was talking to Elvira.
Well, if you are, all I can say is it brings up the most reverent images of your first marriage.
My first marriage was perfectly charming, and I think it's no you sneer at it.
I'm not so interested in your first marriage as you think I am. It's your second marriage that consumes me at the moment. It seems to be on the rocks.
Only because you insist on taking up this ridiculous attitude.
My attitude is that of any other woman who gets husband, gets drunk, and hurls abuse at her.
I was not drunk!
My child will hear you in the kitchen.
I was there in Buckstone Town Hall. I was not the least bit drunk.
Control yourself!
How can I control myself in the face of your goddamn stubbornness? It's giving me claustrophobia.
Perhaps you better bring up Dr. Bradman.
You yelled,
You can hear Edith.
No.
Can I clear, please, Mum?
Yes.
Who wants to know about lunch, Mum?
You've been to lunch, Charles.
Don't worry about me. I should be perfectly happy with a bottle of gin in my bedroom.
Don't be silly. Tell them to both of you to lunch, Edith.
Yes, Mum.
I'm going into hide this morning. Is there anything you want?
Yes, a great deal, but I thought that you could get in hard.
Tell Cook to out herself on my list.
Yes, Mum.
Clouding over.
You have a genius for understatement.
Don't worry about the plates and table, Edith. I can hear them.
Please, Ruth, be reasonable.
I'm perfectly reasonable.
I swear to you, last night during the seance, I was convinced I heard Elvira's voice, and I was appalled.
Well, you put up with it for 5 years.
I swear to you that I saw her. That's why I jumped at the last. I had the shock of my life.
I'm willing to concede that you imagined you did.
That's what I've been trying to explain to you for hours.
Well, then there's obviously something wrong with you.
Exactly, there's something fundamentally wrong with me. That's why I've been imploring your sympathy, and all I got was a stereotypical selection.
Oh, you have been drinking, Charles, and there's 9 nights.
No more than usual.
Then how do you account for it then?
I can't account for it, that's too awful.
Are you feeling all right during the day?
Yes.
What did you have for lunch?
You ought to know you had it with me.
Let me see, that was a lemon sole and the cheese thing.
Why should having a cheese thing for lunch make me seem my deceased wife after dinner?
You never know it was rather rich.
Why didn't you see your dead husband? You had just as much of it as I did.
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere at all.
Of course it is, and it won't, as long as you insist on ascribing supernatural phenomena to colonic irritation.
Supernatural grandmother.
It's been much less agitating.
Come here. Perhaps you better see that specialist.
I'm not in the least neurotic. You never have been.
Psychoanalyst, then?
I refuse to endure months of expensive humiliation, only to be told at the age of 4 I was in love with my rocking horse.
Well, then what do you suggest?
I don't suggest anything. I'm profoundly uneasy.
Perhaps there's something pressing in on your brain.
If I had something pressing in my brain, I should have violent headaches now, shouldn't I?
Not necessarily. An uncle of mine had a lump the size of a cricket ball pressing in on his brain. Extraordinary thing, really. He never felt a thing.
What happened?
Oh, he had it removed. He's been right as a button ever since.
Did he have delusions? Did he see things that weren't there?
No.
What the hell are we talking about him for then? It's a sheer waste of time!
And here, we got another example.
I'm going mad. That's what it is. That's the only answer. I'm going mad.
How do you feel now?
Apart from being worried, I feel quite normal.
You're not hearing or seeing anything the least unusual.
Not in the least.
Absolutely ruined that board where my sons are. It looks like a mixed salad.
Oh my God.
What's the matter now?
How you should hear again.
Who's here again?
Elvira!
Oh, pull yourself together, Charles, and don't be absurd.
Old nasturtiums, they're so vulgar.
I like nasturtiums.
You like what?
They're right in moderation, but when they found like that, they look absolutely beastly.
Help me, Ruth. You got to help me.
What did you mean about those nasturtiums, Charles?
Never mind about that now. She's here again.
David, haven't quite seen now, haven't you? I can hear you right down in the garden.
Please mind your own business.
If you behave like a lunatic is my business, then I don't know what is.
I can see it's about me, and I guess I should feel a little bit guilty, but I don't. Actually, I'm delighted.
How can you be so inconsiderate?
Inconsiderate, I like that, I must say.
Ruth, please.
There's been a subversiveness in your manner for weeks, Charles. Well, to be honest with me, and tell me what it is.
You're wrong. You're dead wrong. I don't mean the listeners.
You're trying to upset me for some obscure reason. You're trying to get me into doing something on my favorite way. Well, I won't stand for it any longer. You're making me miserable.
Oh, let her have a nice cry. It'll do her good.
You're utterly heartless.
Heartless.
Ruth, please.
Who are you talking to?
Elvira.
Well, go on. most definitely here.
How did you get here?
Told you last night. I don't know. Please shut that woman up.
Well, you must make me a promise in the future. You only come and talk to me when I'm alone.
Charles, how unkind you are. Make me this one mortal. I don't think I've ever been treated so rudely.
I don't mean to be rude, but you must think.
No, it's on your own fault for having married and had to have the nose on her own face. If she had any real grain of sympathy or affection for you, she believed what you tell her.
Well, how can you even believe this?
Be surprised how dull people are. We often laugh about it on the other side. Charles?
Yes, dear.
Well, I'm awfully sorry. I was cross with you.
But my dear.
I understand now. I really do.
You do?
Yes, I do, Charles.
But Ruth,
Watch out, she's up to something.
I'll deal with you later.
Yes, Charles. But now I must go to bed.
All right.
Wait out and hop on bed. It's nothing short of erotic.
Please be quiet.
Of course, Charles, we'll all be quiet as little church mice. Come to bed.
What are you up to?
Nothing, I'm not up to anything. I just want you to go to bed and wait there until Dr. Bradman comes.
No, Ruth, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Out here and do something.
Oh, darling, I would if I could. I can't think how.
Writing? Ruth, you see that butterfly on the piano?
Yes, I fixed it myself this morning. Very unsightly, I must say so.
You may not.
All right, I never will again, I promise.
What do you think? That one's a bra. The shader booster, whatever it is, my first wife, Elvira, is in this room.
Oh, Charles.
I'm going to try and battle you to hear me, but I intend to prove it to you.
Why don't you go and have a nice rest and you can do anything you want to me later on?
She may not be here later on.
No, don't worry. She will.
Oh, God!
Hush, Charles.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Now listen carefully. Okay. Ready? Elvira, we now take that little flowers, piano, and man's back.
I don't see why I should. It'll be absolutely horrible to me ever since I've arrived.
Just for me.
But I guess I will just this once. Not that I approve of all these masculine and deviant carry-ons.
Go on, Elvira. The man's back. Now watch carefully. What's on the floor?
Yo, this is a trick. I don't want anyone else to trick. It's all part of your plan. You've been running off to it.
It isn't, I swear it isn't. Elvira, do something else for God's sake.
You're cruel and sadistic, Charles.
Oh, don't be so silly.
I don't forgive you. How very kind of you.
Kind? Nonsense, nothing kind about this fool. I look forward to this outing.
I'm so glad. Would you like some tea?
China.
China?
Good, I never touch Indian. It upsets my vibrations.
Would you sit down?
Thank you. This is a very interesting room. Very interesting indeed. I noticed it the other evening.
No, I'm not entirely surprised.
Have you ever been to Calvin Manor?
No, I'm afraid not.
That's very interesting too. You try to find a road between the islands the minute you walk into the drawing room. What's in these sandwiches?
Cucumber.
Couldn't be better.
I'm afraid I have something Fleming and I need your help.
Well, go ahead, fire away.
It's rather difficult to explain, really.
That's best. Explanation is later.
Well, it's the facts that are rather difficult to explain. They're so fantastic.
That's very often not. Take Daisy Town, for instance. Try to explain Michelangelo, Shakespeare. I try to explain Mozart, snatching sounds out of the air, putting them down on paper when he was just a baby. Facts. Plain facts. Well, I know it's the nationality to ascribe all these grounds, but my reply to that is really deep.
Well, I'm sure you're quite right.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamed of in your philosophy, Mrs. Fleming.
There certainly are.
Come now, take the plunge, out with it. You've been experiencing strange noises at night, no doubt. Doors slamming, boards creaking, stews moaning in the passages.
No, I'm afraid not.
No sudden gust of cold wind, I hope.
No, it's much worse, actually.
Well, more attention.
Well, I know it sounds rather silly. Last night during the seance, something happened.
Probably a poltergeist. They're enormously cunning, you know. They sometimes hide out over the days.
Yes, my husband had been married before. Did you know that?
I have heard it mentioned.
His first wife, Elvira, died comparatively young.
Well,
Here in this house, in this very room.
I believe I'm beginning to see daylight.
Yes, well, she was convalescing after a brief stint of pneumonia and started helplessly laughing at a musical program on the BBC. She died of a heart attack.
And she materialized the other evening, after I'd gone home.
Not to me, but to my husband.
Capital! Oh, that's splendid!
I can understand the pride you take in your achievement.
A triumph! Nothing more or less than a triumph.
But I must also point out that, well, it is embarrassing.
At last, genuine materialization!
And that my colleague must ask you to please sit down.
Sit down? How can anyone sit down at a time like this?
Neither does the player must ask you to sit down. You control your natural exuberance. I understand the pride you take in your achievement, but I must also point out that this has made my position in this house untenable, and I hold you fully responsible.
Please forgive me, Mrs. Connery. I'm being abominably selfish. How may I help you?
How? By getting rid of that woman as soon as possible.
Well, I'm afraid that that's easier said than done, Mrs. Connery.
Do you mean she tried to stay here indefinitely?
Well, I fear that depends largely on her.
My dear Madame Marcotti.
I'm sure you've heard of the exercising of the 47 woodmen.
Okay, yes, but I always understood there was another ritual for exercising them.
Oh, poppycock, Mrs. Connery. That was quite effective in the old days when she was religious belief, but the whole changed now.
How's it indeed?
Yes, I believe it's kind of faith in miracles were causing the grave to expand. There was once a time we even dropped with holy water, and then even a poltergeist scattering to cover, but not now. We don't really need no more.
Indeed, may I must ask you to dematerialize my husband's first wife as soon as possible.
The time has come for me to admit quite frankly, Mrs. Connery, that I'm not sure how to set about it.
This is outrageous. I should tell you to please.
You go too far, Mrs. Connery.
I go too far indeed. You realize what your amateur muddling has done.
I am especially now, Mrs. Connery. I have been one since I was a child. Amateur is a word I cannot tolerate.
It seems to me to be the utmost of amateurishness for a woman in experience about being rid of it. Well, then I suggest you go back if you want to get that dark woman out of my house immediately.
I cannot go to a catch at a moment's notice. It takes hours of preparation, in addition to which I must be careful with my diet the day beforehand. And today, for instance, I have to lunch with friends and had a delicious fish pie, plus your cucumber sandwich made and highly Christian.
Well, you've got to do something.
But I'll make my report to the Society of Psychic Research as soon as possible.
Will they be able to do anything?
Oh, probably not. There's an investigation committee and do lots of ball tapping, mumbo jumbo, and they'll probably have a conference and you'll have to look for This is too humiliating for you. Mrs. Connery, try not to upset yourself. Nothing can be accomplished by upsetting yourself.
That's very nice for you to say, but you don't seem to have the faintest realization of the position that I'm in.
Try to look on the right side.
On the bright side, indeed. Do you think if your husband's first wife had suddenly materialized beyond the grave, you'd be able to look on the bright side?
Well, I was in George Road, Mrs. Connery. Really, I do. I'm not married.
You have no right to resent my tone. It's your fault I'm in this hideous position.
Kind of remember those invited the other evening on your own invitation.
My husband's invitation.
Well, I did what I was asked to do. I held a seance and I established contact with the other side. Had I known there was any ulterior motive.
Ulterior motive.
Well, your husband was obviously eager to get in contact with his first wife.
My husband had no intention of getting in touch with anyone on the other side. He merely wanted to give an example from a mystery novel he's writing on a homicide medium.
Am I to understand that there was advice here in the spirit of mockery?
No, he merely wanted to know from the tricks of the trade.
Tricks of the trade? So, I've never been so humiliated in my life. I really have nothing more to say to you. Please, Auntie, please, no, go! Your attitude has been extremely unpleasant to me, and some of your remarks have been discourteous in the least. And, as far as I'm concerned, that if you and your husband were foolish enough to tamper with the unseen for paltry motives and in the spirit of ribaldry, that, as far as I'm concerned, to coin a phrase, you can stew in your own juice!
Down, down, down.
Why did you ask Madame Martina?
Well, she came to tea.
Did you ask her?
Of course I did.
You didn't tell me you were going to.
Well, you didn't tell me you wanted to tell the virus who lived with us now, did you?
I didn't.
Of course you did. It was just subconscious.
Why did you ask me, Tea?
To get the exercise, of course.
Is that true?
It's not true.
What Elvira said?
You know perfectly well I can't hear what Elvira said.
She said you asked Madame Martina to do her exercise.
Well, we discussed the possibilities. Well, there was negative ground for you.
You had no right to do such a thing without consulting me first.
Oh, I had every right. The situation is entirely impossible, and you know it.
If only you'd be trying to If only you tried to be a little more amiable and nice about it. I really don't see why I can't have fun.
Jolly little time.
I have no desire to have a jolly old time with Elvira. Oh, what a temper. Charles can't say why you married her.
Try not to say things like that. It's in the worst possible taste. Stop being so callous.
I never did have a bad temper, though, did I, Charles? Even when you were beastly to me.
I was never beastly to you.
Where was she at the moment?
In the chair.
Now, listen here, Elvira. I shall have to call you Elvira, can't I? I can't very well go on calling you Mrs. Connery. I should feel ever so silly. I don't see why. Didn't she say anything?
Oh, she said she liked nothing better.
Oh, Josh, you're so sweet. I worship you. I'd like to be completely honest with you. Hello, Jack, boy. I did invite Madame Martina here with the intention of getting you exercise, but were you in my position, you would have done exactly the same thing. Not quite so obviously. What did she say?
She just nodded and smiled.
Well, but I should also like to be frank with you. Why did you come here? I can't imagine you wanted to achieve anything beyond the immediate joke of turning trolls into some sort of astral beings. Oh, Ruth. I came because the power of Charles's love tugged at me. Did it, my sweet? What did she say?
she wanted to see me again.
Well, she's done that now, hasn't she?
We can't be inhospitable.
I have no intention of being inhospitable. I just want to know how long you intend on staying.
No, I don't know. I really don't know. Isn't it all?
Well,
But she didn't know.
well, that's really inconsiderate.
Why? Did that old spirit have any constructive ideas about getting rid of me?
What did Madame Martin have to say?
Well, she couldn't do a thing.
Hooray!
Try not to be so upset, Ruth. Shall soon all adjust ourselves, you know? I really don't see why I can't have a bit of fun out of it.
Fun, Charles, are you mad?
No, I thought I was at first. But now I must say, I'm beginning to enjoy myself.
Charles?
Oh, don't go into another state.
She's off again.
Oh, Vera, stop saying things like that.
Oh, I'm sure she probably said something really insulting.
No, dear. She did nothing of the sort.
Now look here, Elvira.
I'm probably already knows now.
Oh, why the hell can't you stay in one damn place?
There's that timber again. My poor Charles. What a terrible life you must lead.
Elvira, stop saying things like that.
This is intolerable. I can't stand it any longer.
Ruth.
I've tried my best to control myself, but she has the advantage of being able to say whatever she wants without me being able to hear her. But she can hear me all right, can't she? Without any modified interpretation.
Modified interpretation? I don't know what you mean.
Oh, yes, indeed. That was only a single thing she said. I've seen her photographs, and she seems to be the type that would use the most vulgar language.
You're not to talk like
I
that!
tried my best to make polite conversation all through dinner last night, and all through breakfast and lunch this morning, and I refuse to do it any longer. If, since an untimely arrival here, she had shown the slightest sign of breeding, and the slightest sign of good manners, I may have done differently. Instead, all you've done is make mischief between us and have cruel jokes with him against me. I'm going up to bed now, and I'm sure you two are very happy. I'm going up to interview the psychical research committee in the morning, and if they fail me, I shall go straight to the Archbishop of Canterbury.
Don't worry about it. She'll get over it later.
I like her to behave like this. She's usually so equal.
Oh, no, she's not tall. Her mouth gives her away. She's got a hard mouth, Charles.
I resent you talking about Ruth as if that she were a horse.
You love her
Of course I do.
as much as you love me.
Oh, don't be silly. It's entirely different.
Oh, I'm so glad. Nothing could ever be quite the same now, could it?
You always behave very badly.
Oh, Charles.
And you see, a trip into the other world hasn't given you in the least.
Oh, Charles, please don't stop. I love it when you pretend to be cross with me.
I'm now going up to talk to Ruth.
How impressive.
Don't be idiotic. I can't let her go like that. I must be a little sympathetic and fair.
Oh, so what? She's very set on being disagreeable. I shall never get on with it.
The business is very difficult for her. We must be fair.
Maybe she should learn to be more adaptable.
Oh, she's thoroughly one time. It's been a shock, you know.
Oh, has it been a shock for you too, darling?
Of course, that's what you'd expect.
Has it been a nice shock?
Oh, what do you want, Elvira?
What? Why, I don't know what you mean. Why, all I really want is to be with you.
Well, you are.
Oh, I mean alone, darling. If you unswarm me over Ruth, she'll come flouncing down here and our entire evening will be spoiled.
You're incorrigibly selfish.
What can you blame me? I mean, I haven't seen you for 7 years. It's only natural that I should want to spend a little bit of time alone with you, to talk over old times. But, if you think it's your duty to go up there, I guess I'll let you go.
Of course it is.
Then I don't mind.
You're disgraceful, Elvira.
It won't be long, will you? You come down as soon as possible.
Well, I shall probably just run them up. You can read the tally or something.
Oh, Charles, you don't have to dress.
I'm always just for dinner.
What's you have to eat?
I think I need another drink.
Does it show any signs of clearing?
No, still pouring.
I do sympathise with you. Really, I do. It's really been quite a chapter of accidents, hasn't it?
Has indeed.
As things happen sometimes, you know, everything seems to go wrong at once. Exactly as though there was some evil forces at work. I remember once when George and I went away for a fortnight's holiday, not long after we were married. We were dogged by bad luck from beginning to end. The weather was vile. George caught a cold. And, well, both of us did actually. And I had to stay in bed for 2 days. And to crown everything, the lamp in the sitting room fell over and caught fire to the tree a few George had written on time to place in the abdominal glands.
How dreadful.
He had to write it all over again. Every single word.
Are you sure you wouldn't like a cocktail?
No, thank you, really not. George will be down in a minute. The clock stood up lightly. We were supposed to be at the almost 7 minutes. Well, nearly that now.
I think I'll have one. I feel I need it.
Oh, but don't worry about Jonathan's office company. I'm sure it's only a slight sprain.
Not an arm I'm worried about.
And I'm sure he'll be up and about again in a few days.
Cook gave notice this morning.
Well, really? Servants are awful, aren't they? It's the first time in trouble they've run out on me, like, well, rats leaving a sinking ship.
Can't help but feel that simile was entirely unfortunate.
I didn't mean it like that, Mrs. Coleman. I didn't.
Look, nothing to worry about, Mrs. Conway. It's only a slight strain.
So relieved.
Must admit, you put up a great little fuss when I examined it, though. You know, men are such worse patients than women, especially highly strung men like your husband.
Is he highly strong, do you think?
Quite. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. I believe he's been overworking lately.
Overworking?
Well, yes, he's in a rather nervous condition. No, nothing too serious, shall we say.
Well, what makes you think so?
Well, I know the symptoms. Of course, the shock of this fall might have something to do with it, but I should still advise complete rest for at least a couple of weeks.
You mean you ought to go away?
Yes, I do. In cases like this, a change of atmosphere can work wonders.
Well, what symptoms did you notice?
Nothing to be unduly alarmed about. There was a certain air of strain, inability to focus his eyes on the person he's talking to, and a few rather marked relevancies in his conversation.
Can you remember any specific examples?
Well, he suddenly shouted, "What are you doing in the bathroom?" Well, later on when I was writing his prescription, he screamed in my ear, "For God's sake, behave yourself."
Well, I've been worried about it. He often does those sorts of things when he's immersed in writing a novel.
Well, I'm not concerned about it at all, really. I do think a rest and change would be a good idea.
Thank you, Dr. Biden. Would you like anything before you leave?
No, thank you. We really must be off.
How's poor Edith?
Oh, she'll be fine. She just needs to recover from a concussion for a few days.
It's funny, isn't it? That both your housemates and your husband should fall down on the same day. Isn't it?
If the sort of things amuse you.
Oh, I didn't mean like that, Miss Conklin.
Come on, Valerie. You're talking too much.
You're horrid, too. Why, Miss Conklin?
Well, how's it feel?
All right.
No, it is only a slight strain.
Is dancing really essential?
Well, it is a wise precaution. Keep people from using their left hand as much as possible.
It's extremely inconvenient.
I'm perfectly easily wait to see movie until tomorrow.
Charles, I can't stand for another evening in this dreary house. Why, it'll drive me starting. I haven't seen a movie in 7 years.
can drive if you promise me you'll go very slowly and very carefully.
All right.
You'll get changed on the right, isn't it?
Yes.
Good. Use your left hand as little as possible.
All right.
I really think it would be better if you didn't.
Well, couldn't you drive a minute?
No, I've got far too much to do and poor Edith to attend to.
Right. Well, I'll let you two fight it out amongst yourselves. But remember, if you must go, slowly does it. Roads are slippery anyhow. Come on, brother.
Goodbye, Ruth. Goodbye, Mr. Humphrey.
Really, Elvira, you can perfectly easily wait to see the movie until tomorrow. Stop behaving like such a schoolgirl. You're old enough to know better.
What is?
What's wrong with Elvira?
She isn't here.
She was. She'd be listening.
Been very high spirited lately. Now this new ball, you just mentioned she was up to something.
Are you sure she isn't here?
Quite sure.
Well, I must talk to you.
Oh, God!
I must. It's important.
You've behaved very well for the last few days. I don't want you to start making scenes again.
I behaved well, as you put it, because there's nothing more for me to do, but I think it's only fair to tell you that I have no guarantee of my future actions.
As far as I can see, the situation is just as difficult for you as it is for Elvira. I mean, after all, she did come back after all these years. It's the same thing again. And what she met with, nothing but brine and spillage.
Well, what did she expect?
Even an ectoplasmic manifestation has a little the right to milk human kindness.
I'll milk with human little sticks.
That just doesn't make sense, dear.
Oh, dear, it's the most trusting as a puff out here.
Granite, Ruth.
Sheer and yielding granite.
And a great deal more dangerous in the bargain.
Lonely, wistful little spirit like Elvira would be dangerous.
Quite easily, and she is. She's beginning to show her hand.
How do you mean? In what way?
The battle, Charles. A duel to the death. Between her and me. Don't you see that?
No, I can't. Jealousy causes the most elaborate divisions.
I am trying my best to control myself, but you are making it increasingly difficult. Why do you think the poor Edith fell off the top stair of the stairs?
What's Edith got to do with this?
Because it had been perfectly covered with axle grease. Why do you suppose you fell off that ladder while hopping off the last branch of the pear tree? Because it had been perfectly sawn through on both sides. Don't you see now?
But why would she want to kill me? I mean, I'm perfectly aware of why she would want to kill you. But why me?
Because if she could kill you, she could get you to herself forever on her astral plane.
Killing me off? How could she?
Quite easily. It would be a final triumph, and I would be left high and dry. I wouldn't put anything past her.
Ruth!
Charles, don't you see?
She couldn't be so sly, so cunning. She couldn't.
Oh, couldn't she just?
I grant you that as a character, she's rather light and irresponsible. But I'd never make her capable of no cunning.
Perhaps the scent from the spiritual world has deteriorated her.
The Ruth!
Charles, stop looking at me like a wounded hawk standing and pay attention.
What are we to do?
Better act perfectly ordinary. Not to let her run on by so much as a fucking eyelid. I'm going up to Madame Marcotte. Even if she can't get rid of her, she can at least have some method of rendering her harmless. If she has to go into a trance, she will have to beat it into her. But don't tell Elvira where I've been. Tell her I've gone up to see the vicar or something.
This is appalling.
You'll not let on by so much as a blink of an eyelid, Charles.
Look out!
What?
I nearly said it was a nice lookout.
What's nice to look at?
The glass! The glass is going down and down and down. It's absolutely macabre.
I find it difficult with me. You and Ruth at this particular moment, I've never there to talk about the weather. This is intolerable. I can't stand it any longer. Has she broken out again?
Try not to be so callous, Elvira.
What did she say?
She has to be broken out again.
Oh, now look here, Elvira. Me and Charles were not talking about the weather as you so shrewdly suspected. I should loathe of you to think there was any misunderstanding. Any misunderstandings between us. But you must know, Charles trying to convince Charles not to drive you into fiction this evening. Seeing as how he's determined to put your wishes above mine in every manner whatsoever, I have nothing more to discuss. I'm sure I hope you... Yes?
She's over there by the drinks.
I'm sure I hope you two are very happy. I'm going to begin now.
Ruth!
Bye, Charles.
Oh, Charles, have you been beastly to her?
Of course, but she doesn't like being forced any more than you do.
She's a more sterling character. It's a pity she's so unforgiving.
Said before, I don't like talking about Ruth and I with you. It makes me uncomfortable.
Okay, well, let's try again. Are you ready?
For what?
To go first, of course.
Not until I've had my sherry.
Well, I don't believe you want to take me at all.
Of course I do. It's just a filthy night out. I think it'd be better if we waited till another day.
Oh, how familiar this is.
In what way familiar?
We're also unmarried, though. All I have to do was simply mention something before you started to hedge me off.
I'm not edging you off. I'm
All right. We'll spend the evening in this warm, cozy, intimate home, with Ruth throwing away that hideous table scissor and snapping it up like a terrier.
Ruth is perfectly aware that the table scissor is hideous. She wants to be a birthday present for her mother.
Don't even try to win Ruth's taste with me. It's dirty aristocracy, and you know it.
That's my arm.
I know.
It is not aristocracy.
Oh, yes. Look at this room. She's absolutely ruined it. Just look at the curtains and the shawl on the piano.
Lady Killington's was from Burma.
Obviously, because it was sent out from Birmingham.
If you don't behave yourself, I shan't ever see you in the folks' home.
Oh, Charles, please don't be evident to me. I'm ready to go now.
I'll have my sherry.
Charles, I've been waiting about for hours.
A few more minutes won't hurt, now will it?
No, very well.
Besides, the car won't be back for a while.
What?
We're just taking the car. She must go see the vicar.
What? You said Ruth's taking the car?
Yes, to go see the vicar. This won't be long.
Oh, God! You have to stop her!
Why? What for?
Oh, Charles! Stop her! Stop her immediately!
Too late now. I started a few moments ago.
Oh, God!
Almira! What have you done?
What? What do you mean?
You've done something dreadful.
No, I haven't. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll hear your lie.
I am not lying. What is that for me to lie about?
What are you going to stay for? What have you done?
I am not in such a state. I haven't done anything.
It was the car.
No, Charles. I swear.
Ruth was right. You did what you told me. It's the car.
Charles, please.
Answer me. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I swear.
Hello? Yes, speaking. Yes, I see. The bridge at the bottom of the hill. I'll come at once. you like coffee or liquor?
No, thank you.
I'll have one.
I had to come, Mr. Fleming.
Yes.
But I thought it was airs like a rushing wind, so I hopped on my bike, and here I am.
It was very kind of you.
Oh, no, there's nothing kind about it. I reproach myself mentally, you know.
Please don't. There's no necessity for that.
Oh, but there is. I left it early evening in a huff with your late wife. I rode home all the way with a group of us at 10:30.
Please don't worry about that.
Oh, please let me go on. Mine is the blame, mine is the shame. Had I not been so impetuous, had I listened to the cool voice of reason, so much might have been averted.
Madam, so you're perfectly honest with my wife and told her there's nothing whatever to be done. I'm afraid these circumstances weren't a little too strong for all of us, man.
I threw up the sponge. In a moment of crisis, I threw up the sponge instead of throwing down the gauntlet.
Whatever you do, Madam, I fear nothing whatever to be done. Again, these circumstances are too strong for all of us.
I cannot bring myself to admit defeat so easily. It is gall and woe to me. I could have at least concentrated, fainted effort.
Never mind.
But I do mind. I mind with every fibre of my being. I have been reading a great deal over the last few dreadful days, and also been thinking up. I gather that we are alone.
Yes. My first wife is upstairs. She's fairly exhausted from the funeral. My second wife is with her. Of course, I really have no way of knowing for sure.
Well, you have remarked no difference in the texture of your first wife.
No, perhaps a little low-spirited. Trifling a little, but that's all.
Well, that washes that out.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, just a little theory I had. It was a widespread belief in the 17th century that a ghost who participates in the death of a human being disintegrated after in that faith.
How do you know that Vera had anything to do with Ruth's death?
Oh, Vera. Such a pretty name, isn't it? Has such a look to it, hasn't it?
Madam Halsey, answer me!
Vera!
Madam Halsey!
Yes.
How did you know?
Oh, it came to me last night. It came to me in the group of... I had just finished my overture and settled down for my late night sleeping. And I had turned out my light when suddenly it came to me. Great Scott! I cried. I've got it! After that, I began to put two and two together. At 3 in the morning, with my brain barely seething, I went to work with my crystal. But it wasn't satisfactory. Cloudy, you know.
I'd be very much obliged if you have any thoughts on my wife's death to yourself, Madam Halsey.
Well, I assure you that I will do everything in my power to help you. I feel I've been dreadfully remiss in this whole affair. Not only remiss, but untidy.
There's nothing whatever to be done.
But there is. I have a formula here. I conjured up Edmondson's witchcraft and its byways.
What the hell are you talking about?
Look up your words, Mr. Condamine. All is not cross.
Now look here, Madam Halsey.
But I have this formula here, you see. I gather you still wish to dematerialize your first wife.
Well, of course I do, but you must say,
But what?
See, apart from being the wife of me, which she always hated when I was alive, my second wife is bothered from following her about. You see, it's been one thing or another.
Well, your delicacy of feeling gives you credit, Mr. Condamine, but if you'll forgive my bluntness, you're a damn fool!
No, look as you think whatever you please.
Oh, now, Mr. Condamine, don't forget me on my horse. There's no sense in that. I have a formula here that is extremely simple. It requires only complete concentration from you and a little trance from me, which I may be able to manage without lying down.
Honestly, I would rather.
Well, you would rather me what?
I would rather not.
Well, why not?
Because, you see, there's been a lot of things going on recently.
Charles.
What do you want?
What's she doing here?
She came to offer her condolences.
There should have been congratulations.
Don't say things like that.
Yes.
Madam Halsey, allow me to introduce My first wife, Elvira.
How do you do?
Charles, please give it up. I've got to talk to you.
Where is she now?
She's moving about rather rapidly. I'll tell you later where she settles.
She's the one who got me here in the first place.
Yes.
Well, can she get me back again?
Really, Elvira, I'm surprised at you.
I don't care how surprised you are. I want to go home.
Manuel Halsey.
Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I smell ectoplasm strongly.
What a disgusting thing to say!
Where is she now?
Here. Close to me.
Are you happy, my dear?
Tell that to the old witch to mind your own business.
This is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Are you weary? Was the journey difficult?
Charles, she's dirty.
Elvira, go on. Stop being such a spoil sport. Give her a bit of encouragement.
Only if you promise to get her in the other room.
All right.
Charles, please give it up for now. Ruth will be in soon.
Manuel Halsey. Did you find extremely rude if I asked you to leave for a moment? My first wife Elvira wishes to speak to you then.
And must I?
I'm afraid you must, but...
It's so wonderful actually being in the room with her.
I know, but I'll promise you when you get back.
Will you let me right back? I left you to set tea.
Here you are.
Oh, you darling. You little darling.
How good is she really?
I don't know.
Well, can she give me back again?
Oh, my dear child.
Oh, your dear child. It's nothing to this.
There's no need to be rude.
Charles has been a failure. A complete miserable failure. And to think what high hopes I started out with.
You can't expect much sympathy from me, you know. After all, no one's in your highest enough to have you murdered.
Charles, please don't put it like that. Make it sound absolutely beastly.
It is beastly. It's one of the beastliest ideas I've ever heard.
I remember a time when you would have welcomed me with me forever.
Your actions have shocked me immeasurably, Elvira. I had no idea you'd be so callous.
Oh, Charles!
Oh, stop crying!
Oh, not really. They're only ghost tears. They don't really mean anything, but they're very painful.
You brought all this by yourself, you know.
Oh, rub it in my face, why didn't you? Anyway, it's all because I loved you. That's the stupidest thing I ever did in my life. You were never really worthy of my love.
That remark comes perilously near impertinence, Elvira.
To think, I just sat there on the other side, day after day, longing for you. I really did. And even when we had an affair with that brat woman in the south of France, I went on loving you and thinking truly of you. And even after you married Ruth, I tried to forgive you because I still believe that you loved me best. But that's why I signed all that paperwork and went in all those lines for hours and hours. Well, if only you had died, remember? Then maybe you'd be a wife, but absolutely ruined you. I can tell I've not 1 minute in this room. And your books, why, they are 1/3 of you they used to be idle.
That's a damn lie. And Ruth told me which is a damn sight more than you ever have.
Well, maybe that's what's wrong with them.
All you care about is going to parties and enjoying yourself.
Why shouldn't I have fun? I died young, didn't I?
You needn't have died at all if you wouldn't have gotten some punch with Guy Henderson.
We have to be a Guy Henderson again now,
You
don't we?
behaved abominably over Guy Henderson. There's no use pretending you didn't.
God adores me. And anyway, I found him extremely attractive.
You told me you didn't attract you in the least.
Of course I did. We both know how you would have gone to the room if I had told you the truth.
Did you have an affair with Guy Henderson?
Not speak under
Answer me. Did you or didn't you?
Of course not.
You did let him kiss you, though, didn't you?
He was bigger than me. How could I saw
And you swore it to me, Elvira!
Of course I did. We both know how you always go into the room and for nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
You never did nothing one bit really, did you? It was always because of your beastly vanity.
You minute and it makes me upset, Trevor. You go into the punch, guy him.
It wasn't a punt, it was a little...
I thought she's a three-masted schooner. You had never liked to death.
Oh, you seem to forget why I waited.
You seem to forget how you actually swore me of that stupid little whore with the big mouth.
A woman in Cynthia Shibian's position would hardly wear a false pearl.
That's practically all she was wearing.
Mind pain, the sojourner in the other world hasn't figured dates of the guaranteed release.
That was a remarkable puppet ass.
There's nothing whatever to begin by continuing this discussion.
That's what you always used to say when you were 30, wasn't it?
I'm looking back on our merry years, Elvira. I see now that her clarity did nothing but mockery.
You invite mockery, Charles. There's something in your personality, I think, sort of a steamy grandeur.
Once and for all, Elvira.
No, really, you never would. But I laughed at you from the altar to the grave, and all your silly little obsessions, and all your fussing and furings.
You're reckless and irresponsible and morally unsteady. I really asked that before you the bloody salted.
Oh, and no woman a monumental bore when I turns down a honeymoon at Budley Salterton.
What's the matter with bloody salted?
Charles, I was an eager young bride. I wanted passion and romance. And all I got was pipe palm 7 hours a day on a dance golf course and a orchestra playing Barry English.
It's a pity you didn't tell me so at the time.
Oh, I tried, but you wouldn't listen. And that's why I was forced to go out on the walls with Captain Bracegirdle.
You swore to me you wouldn't go to your aunt's next man.
It was the malls.
Captain Bracegirdle.
With Captain Bracegirdle.
What a fool I was. What a damn fool! Did you make love to him?
Oh, of course.
Oh, Vera.
Oh, I'm very nice to speak with you. He was in the Navy, you know.
Well, that says I'm well rid of you.
I'm afraid that you're not.
Yes, I am. You're dead news then. I shall pack up my bags, lock, stock, and barrel, and move far away.
I shall follow you.
No, you shan't. I shall go to South America. And you'd hate that, wouldn't you? You're such a bad traveler.
Charles, it doesn't matter where you go. I should follow you wherever. You called me back.
I did not call you back.
Well, somebody did, and it sure as hell wasn't Ruth.
Nothing was farther from my thoughts.
But you were talking about me before the seance.
I could have just as easily been talking about Joan of Arc, but that doesn't necessarily want her to come and live with me.
She's actually quite fun. Or is it that you're speaking of her in that manner?
Stick to the point.
The point is that when I think of what it would have happened if I actually got you on the other side, I shudder. I really do. To think an eternity at each other's throats. At least Ruth doesn't get my way.
So I get in your way, do I?
Only because I was stupid enough to think that I was actually in love with you, and I felt sorry for you.
Sick of these insults. Please go away.
Oh, trust me, I would if I could. I believe in cutting my losses. That's why I died.
All the blazing sophistry.
Call it over, in. I want to get out of here right now.
Don't snivel.
Can't get out of here right now, Tom.
I agree. Sooner the better. Mind our coffee. Please come in now.
Is the darling still here?
Yes.
Where is she now?
Everybody here on time. Madam Arcoti.
My dear. Oh, my dear.
Tom, please stop the sniffing everything. I shall throw something.
Madam Arcoti. My wife and I have spoken, and we wish for her to get her immediately. Wherever she came from.
Don't you think that she'd like to stay here a few more days?
No.
Well, I tried to get things a little more organized. I can even be here without hearing my crystal.
God forbid.
We both agree that she needs to go immediately. Please shoot every nerve, make every effort. You said something about a formula. What is it?
Oh, you insist.
I listen sympathetically, do insist.
Charles.
Shut up!
The formula, well, it's a little verse, really. If I want this use in the 17th century, I should need some pepper and some salt.
There's some pepper and salt in the dining room. I'll get it for you.
We ought, of course, to have some shepherd's water for all the two, but I think we can manage without. You ought to be frightened, my dear, for you at your turkey feast.
Yeah.
Just sprinkles, will you, right there in the center, just as Luke's on. That's all we need, really.
She's a complete fake, Charles. It will never work.
work.
Anything's worth trying, Leroy.
Now, if you snapdragon has with that face.
That was.
Yes.
Murder used to do the sort of thing all the time on the other side. So Boris, stick with it.
Now the gramophone. In the old days, they used to use a zither or reed pipes, but I think we ought to have the same record as before.
These aren't snapdragons, but will they do?
They're close enough.
I'll get the record.
I'll just put the base.
Oh, if only Mr. Emsworth of the Society for Psychical Research could see this, he'd have a fit. He would really. Oh. Don't start it yet, dear. Now, please sit down at the table.
What about the lights?
Oh, I'll get them. Just sit down at the table. Gosh, I nearly forgotten. One triangle, one half circle, and one sort of.
God, that'll never work, Charles.
Be quiet, Elvira.
Now, will you please ask your wife to lie down on the sofa?
Elvira, do as Madame Arcalti asked.
This is perfectly ridiculous. Don't blame me if I get the giggles.
Concentrate. Think of nothing.
That's right. Quite right. Hands by your side, legs extended. Breathe deeply. 1, 2, 1, 2. Is she comfortable?
Are you comfortable, Elvira?
No.
She's quite comfortable.
Good. Now, I shall talk to you in a minute or two, Mr. Conby.
All right.
I may have to go into a trance, but
All
try
right.
not to notice.
I won't.
Lower the music, and we go!
Trying not to notice.
Hold on to yourself. Concentrate. Ghostly spectre, ghoul or fiend, nevermore be thou mean. Shepherd's foot and holy light, banish thee into the night.
What is this agreeable little bird?
Be quiet, Elvira.
Well, place your hands on the table. Good boy. Is there anyone there? Is there anyone there? One rat for yes, 2 rats for no. Is there anyone there? Aha, good stuff. And Daphne, dear, is it you? Mrs. Conway wishes to return, Daphne. Oh, did you hear me, Daphne? Mrs. Conway wishes to return. Hold on to it, Miss Conway. It's trying to break away.
Madame Arcalti, are you hurt? What on earth is happening? Madame Arcalti? I knew we should have taken those salt and pepper shakers off the table. Madame Arcalti!
Leave her alone, she's having a whale of time.
Madame Arcalti!
I swear, if I ever get to the other side, I'm going to strangle that little Daphne.
Madame Arcalti!
Well, what happened?
You almost broke my pepper shaker.
Sorry!
Nothing. You fell over.
Is she still here?
Yes, she's over there.
Something must have gone wrong.
Obviously.
Tell her to do it right, Charles. I'm tired of being messed about like this.
And you things we're trying.
Well, something happened. Something must have happened. I felt my tracks. I felt it shiver through me.
You fell over and I misjudged my pepper shaker. That's all that happened.
Once and for all, Charles, what the hell does this mean?
Well, we've done everything we could, and I couldn't be more exhausted.
The daylight scene.
Cough is always irritating me. It strikes far too slowly.
Was the wedding present from Uncle Walter.
Who is Uncle Walter?
No believers.
All I can say is he must be chasing something with a bit more decorative.
Oh, Ruth, I'm sure if that's all you have to say, we'd all be very pleased.
Go ahead, Elvira, be as rude as you like. I don't mind one bit. As a matter of fact, I'd be extremely surprised if you weren't.
Would you two stop bickering for 1 minute?
We have to live together indefinitely. We might as well come to some sort of arrangement.
What sort of arrangement?
You're not going to stay indefinitely in this house.
With you.
Why don't you take up a cottage somewhere?
We can't. You know perfectly well we can't, Charles.
There must be somebody on the other side who can advise you.
Don't ask me. I've only been here a couple of days. Ask Elvira.
I already told you that even if you got Gildered, the Black Hand, and Merlin all together in the same room, you couldn't do anything. The impetus has got to come from here. I believe that Charles just wants to go quite badly enough.
Oh, I certainly do.
Well, when you have an extremely weak will, I always suspected it.
This arguing is making us usual. Seeing as how Elvira and I are both dead, we all decided it would be both right and proper for us to dematerialize again as soon as possible. That I admit. We've allowed ourselves to be subjected to most humiliating hocus pocus for hours and hours without complaint.
Without complaining.
We stood up, we laid down, we concentrated, we sat determinedly while our tiresome old woman recited extremely unflattering verses at us. We've endured 5 sentences, we watched her putting herself in and out of trances, and at the end of it all we find ourselves exactly where we began.
Huh. Well, you can't expect much sympathy from me, you know. After all, it really isn't my fault.
Yes, nay, the least you can do is accept your failure graciously. Your manners are more to a degree.
Mine are faulty.
She can't help that she can't. And that's that. You should have to think of something else. Shake her or something.
It might upset her.
I don't care if it kills her.
That she's wrong.
Yeah. What time is it?
5:10.
Well, what time did I go off?
Over an hour ago. Would you like some more brownie?
I must make a note of that in my diary. Now, are we got some here?
Yes.
Just wondering if there was something.
I'm sure.
Well then.
Well then what?
Well then, why don't you say we have another seance to make it feel about that?
God, please don't have a seance.
If I try hard enough, I might be able to materialize a chocolate.
Madame Arcaldi, don't you think you had enough seances? I mean, after all, they really haven't achieved much now, have they?
Well, the road wasn't built in a day.
Yes, I know, but you...
Well, then, cheer up. Oh, this is schoolgirl psychologist. I think that's what we're doting.
Before we go on that, we must talk about something first.
Good idea. While we're at it, I think I'll have another one of these delicious sandwiches.
What is it with her sandwiches?
She eats a lot, I don't know. Would you like a brownie?
Oh, no, thank you.
I'll take it as you go.
Mix double and enjoy yourself.
One day I intend on giving myself the pleasure of telling that woman exactly what I think of her.
I'm so really glad.
Are the girls getting despondent?
I'm afraid they are, rather.
Well then, on with the discussion. Fire away.
And we might be careful to materialize uncomputing.
My wife and I were speaking, and they both agreed that I somehow called them back.
Oh, very natural.
I did not call them back.
Well, love is a strong psychic force, Mr. Condomy. It can work untold miracles. A true love call can come as things high and blessed.
Well, I'm sure it can. But although my affection for Ruth and Elvira is of the utmost, I'm afraid our relationships, or our love, do not fall under that head.
Say that.
Well, neither of them could have returned without some strong psychic subject in the house that wanted them back all that much.
Well, it wasn't me.
Perhaps it was Dr. Bracken. I never knew he cared.
Are you sure? Are you very sure?
Well, that's a really positive.
Great Scott! I believe I did not the whole tree.
How do you mean?
The Sudbury case.
What was the Sudbury case?
Oh, it was a case that made me famous. It was what you might call in theatrical parlor. It's my first smash hit. I received letters about from all over the world, especially from India.
Oh, that explains all the clothing then. And what did you do? Can you remember how?
Oh, well, I did materialize everything. Sudbury after she'd been thoroughly entrenched in her private chapel for over 17 years.
How? Can you remember how?
Oh, well, it was the merest coincidence. A fluke, really, the merest coincidence.
A fluke? What was it?
Well, all in good time, Mr. Condomy. Who was here during our first seance?
The Bradmans, me, Ruth, yourself,
Oh,
Ada.
and the Bradmans went here last night, were they?
No.
Quickly, my crystal! Careful! Thank you. Oh, it's cloudy. It's giving me hit. Now let me see. What have we here? Bandage. Yes. Hold on to a white bandage.
Does it look like I have a white bandage?
She's so good, she should join the circus.
Do I get to do it now?
Bill! In the concrete. Anthony! Bill! It's still room or roulette! Answer me! Bill! Me thinking under the stairs! Waking or sleeping! Answer me!
Hello?
That's a good one.
Do what? I didn't see a white bandage.
Oh, please don't let her throw out my goblet. time.
Oh, but see, that's the crystal. What position?
Hush! Wait! Here. Very near.
Yes. Just as fast as the straight traffic.
Good, I just scream.
Well, I hope it's not somebody we know. Well, I shall feel ever so silly.
Did you ring, sir?
No, dear.
Sorry, sir. I just sworn I heard a bell, but
No.
someone told me.
No.
I was asleep, but I don't really know which it was. Yeah.
Go on!
Who do you see in this room, child? Dear. Answer me. You, madam. Go on, master. And who else? No one else. Come on, child, you have to be about the bush. Look.
Keep still and concentrate. I can't.
Why are you walking like that? You look ridiculous.
So, who do you see in this room now, child?
No one.
She's lying!
Are you lying?
They always do.
Dad.
So I don't understand. Where are they now? Brother.
Oh,
Brother.
she can see them. Do you mean she can see them?
Probably not very clearly, but closely enough. So I still don't understand. All I want to do is get back to bed and give her a sandwich. But I don't want a sandwich. Nonsense! A healthy girl like yourself.
Eat it.
Not wanting a sandwich. I've never heard of such a thing. Sit down, Peter. Look at me, Edith.
And what is the matter with her? Is she balmy?
She's perfect.
Look at my finger. Yes. Have you ever seen such a long finger? Here it is on the right. And there it is on the left. Then backwards and forwards again. Very quietly. Backwards and forwards. The mouse was off the clock. Dear, be quiet, just hold everything. Oh, she's off the right.
Off.
She's natural. Just in the center of her face. It's really easy to notice how amusing instinct. Now, will you please ask your wife to stand closely together?
Where?
Over there, behind you. And stop that! You'll break her concentration.
I'll go something again.
Get your wife stand closely next to you.
Well, there I'll move.
His head's being altered about.
Ah, hurry up and stop talking.
Oh,
Not that good.
are you sorry for having been so... Is she seated? Oh, yes, madam. Do you know what you must do now? Yes, madam.
Charles, I think it's going to end.
Charles, something I have to...
Charles, this is goodbye.
Oh,
Charles! I have to tell you something.
you should have known about that before.
Listen a moment.
You know what? I'm not happy to make them. There's no time after our honeymoon.
Oh.
And I must
all right. You can go back to bed now.
Why, it's morning.
Yes, I know it is.
But I was in bed. How'd I get down here?
I rang the bell at the end of it. Isn't that right, Madam Bobby? I rang the bell and she answered it.
Oh, yes, that's right.
I get drunk again. Thinking about concussion.
It's all right. You can go back to bed now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
So, what's that for?
Oh, wait. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, wait,
No, get it going still.
would you like to stay here?
Oh, no!
We have a spare bedroom.
Oh, it's, you know...
It won't wait with me.
Only 7 miles.
Thank you very much, Madam Bobby. Thank you very much indeed. I'm really not sure I usually do this sort of thing, but I'm sure you're a senior accountant in due course.
Oh, dear me, no, Mr. Condomy.
Or I could go ahead and give you some trinkets.
No, it's
Just
it's
the whole
not.
deal. Here you are.
No,
Candy Ted too. Nothing better.
thank you, Mr. Condomy.
Oh look! You can have a crystal too. Oh! And you'll meet you, boy.
You should be going as soon as possible, Mr. Condomy.
What do you mean?
Well, there are more things in heaven and earth, Mr. Condomy, than are dreamed of in your philosophy.
But you don't mean that...
Well, quien sabe, as the Spanish say.
No wonder.